exactly.
As expected. But this might be Lancer Nolan.
That's the thing. You have two choices before that happens. So the Farsa, here is the accessory to the damage that we were talking about from a while ago, and a Guinevere. Okay, they're going with that yet again. Some setup together with the Kalea, so it will work for them later on. It's just that the Feathered Airstrike is going to be copied by the IMU, which will be another part of the kit of ONIC Philippines, depending on what they're going to be picking here.
I think it's just collateral damage. Falcons have accepted the fact that by opening the Valentina, we'll just have to deal with it.
When I give the word. We called earlier. Okay. I'm looking at the XP. How is this Uranus game going to go?
Yep.
So far today, it's...
And that should sting a little bit more.
And again, this is game number 3 of the breakthrough. It's the second going up against the third in terms of our standings. That is how close it has always been for these two teams right here. Team Falcons, again, they have some setups, they have some forms of attack, but Brusco already being aggressive, immediately being countered by Team Falcons, but they're gonna have to slow it down because Ogwin is starting to feel the damage.
Okay, so they can thank their lucky stars that there's no flickers on Super Prince. Brusco has his. Kyle! Space migration out, continues to farm up. I wonder if Severo can sniff out that Falcons jungler is low. I can't believe ONIC walked away with this. They got the two most damage-dealing mid-lane duos.
It is the Valid together. Evan Kirk, just giving a little bit more vision. He's going to be able to rotate the map a little bit faster, and he will join King Kong and taking away this lizard flap if he can miraculously take it. No, he does not.
Still okay for both of the teams, while ONIC Philippines is already invading Team Falcons' base. The green and white are just surrounding ONIC Philippines right in the middle, hoping that they can get some conversions, but nothing has been happening just yet. ONIC will slowly develop a 500 gold lead.
Kirk still pushing back flap. Both close to level 4. Let's see who gets his crab.
Okay, Haji keeping himself scarce in the Y brush. He's down about a full EXP bar from Super Prince, so there will be a time where Super Prince actually has the Feathered Airstrike, where the original will not.
This is quite dangerous because Kyle still hasn't reached level 4 yet, and the turtle has already spawned, so the purple objective will obviously going to be able to help her, but King Kong is already there in the turtle.
Oh, the Super Farmer blitzing this turtle, and they're keeping Falcons honest. Kyle will get the level 4 here. They dogpile on the Kirk. Kirk in trouble. King Kong secures the turtle. Tsunami slam on a 1.
Oh!
And a big Requiem! They draw first blood. Fringe foes. So does Brusco. So does Kirk. And so does King Kong. Just everybody in that fight. Super Fam folded.
Was there a rave in the turtle pit? Because everybody started jumping as Kyle turned it up.
Jump around.
Jump around. Was it the dark wave that helped set up a much easier violent Requiem?
Or the other way around.
Because it wasn't the jump from the Gwyn.
They're fighting. Oh my God. Summon force for blazing duet.
So Kyle went in with a jump, missed it, didn't hit the retribution in time. Actually, no, it hit. Requiem, I believe that was the Dark Wave. It was the Fove and Gwyn together working in tandem with their kits. And ONIC were just caught off guard.
I think it could have worked either way. One could have procced the other.
Yeah.
That was a surprise coming out from Team Falcons. They were able to capitalize on that right away. 4-0 in terms of kills. And they're slowly pushing in towards the enemy territory. Kirk is going to be face-checking the rest of the guys. And Haji, Super Marco. This is a 3-2 composition. Looking at it again, Super Marco just using the double lanes to at least get as much real estate as possible because he has to worry about both Brusco and Super Prince that could dish damage later on in this game.
Yeah, Severo, it looks like has been... oh, no, that gold crab will be going to King Kong. Severo has been managing the lane well against Super Marco. Of course, as his team got the turtle, he has a slight lead over the Harith. No significant items just yet to watch out for, honestly.
And they're still building up on it anyway, because it's just 4 minutes into this game and no one has really made significant changes to the items if they would wanted to.
But Haji does have the glowing wand and a 500 lead, the 400 to 500 gold lead over the Valentina. And there it is. First item priority for Kyle. It's concentrated energy.
Okay, Tsunami Slam on the one. They find the Bruiser, and they give him a piece of his mind. Kyle secures a second turtle. Falcons moving along.
That was too easy. Just a simple pull was more than enough for Team Falcons to even bolster their lead even more, 5-0.
Yeah, that was a heavy duo for that gold crab. It looks like it does go to Super Marco because he's closed the gap up against Severo. Starlium Scythe already for the Harith, and expect that this is where it starts going even faster for Falcons. He's not going to be so lane locked. 5 minutes in, Ogwin, decides to help Marco out. They'll clear that, and then it seems like they're going to be playing for a big pick together as a team.
With the shields finally out for both of the teams, no more gold. It's going to be putting on extra for both gold laners, which gives both teams a bit more breathing room to secure the minion waves before the next major objective appears, as Kyle will not be stagnant. He's just going to continue to show his presence because he has the ability to get out anyway.
Is Kyle delaying his purple take? Does he want to save it for that turtle fight?
That is the concern, because he is nowhere near that purple objective.
Right?
He's just close to the ONIC turrets, hoping that the jump would be possible, and he doesn't need to jump, he just goes for this!
Finds an amazing Requiem on to this monster mage, and he forces Super Fist back! Brusco once again in trouble! Quick Sandguard had to cancel it, Summon Force by Marco, but Marco chases him with a flicker of his own! The bulletproof is brutal!
And now they're going to continue to invade into the purple buff. Why get your own when you can get your opponent's opening with Ogwin?
Okay, that went from great to good for the Falcons, but still, ONIC are reeling. They force a Purify out of Kirk, and they dogpile on the Kirk attack. Kyle gets a kill.
You were asking about this right from the start. Who's going to be bursting down Kirk? They have a 3K gold lead. They do not care about Kirk.
Apparently the answer is all of them.
Why need one when we all can? Now we are super fam.
Why do they talk like that?
I have no idea. It's been a tough last few days, and it's been a great day of MLBB as well too. Kills for Super Marco, has the Feather of Heaven. Cal will finally get his own purple in the rotation. I think Cal also delayed the take on the purple because they saw the play that was brewing up in the bottom lane. So instead of losing time trying to get it, he just decides to go straight to the bottom. Part of the map, Winter Crown now for Kyle, so he can afford to be a little bit more sour with his plays. Does have a Winter Crown to save him, so aggression is encouraged with this Guinevere Winter Crown.
So this is where we are yet again. Flap is going to be isolated completely against 4.
That's a stolen Tsunami Slam, putting him right where ONIC wants it, but somehow, someway,
wait a minute.
he's still alive. He's forcing them back. King Kong, at a tenth of his health. Flap survives the 4-man gang. By God, how?
He dunked on all of them, my goodness!
That man's PR deadlift is more than 100 kgs. Yes.
Yeah, that's a fact. He always posts that on social media, and he had to carry himself against 4 other members. Usually a slam dunk competition requires 4, but it was only done by 1 player, and now they're continuously knocking on the door.
Kirk gets hit with a Tsunami Slam, and Zaman Force dropped in by Super Marco.
Oh my gosh.
Protected just by his holy shield, so I guess Falcons aren't going to force the issue.
Okay, so we're here at this point again. Falcons is leading by 5,000 gold. By any chance, what kind of window does ONIC actually have to replicate the same thing that happened in game number 2?
A big Blade Surge. Severo is only up to a DHS, way too far from a Golden Staff. So first you gotta wait for the Golden Staff to come in from the Claude. And if it's not the Malefic Gun, then talk about another turnaround a la game number 2.
Oh, that's still a lot of items that ONIC needs to build up on.
Because look, sorry, but Kickoff doesn't even have War Axe yet. He's close, but doesn't have it yet.
Yeah, and we're already talking about the gold advantage, building up on it again, but ONIC's not gonna let this go.
For 1, it's Kirk. He's trying to get out of there. Purify not on cooldown, and Flap gets the kill. They continue to turn. Summon Force by Super Marco. Bruce goes out. 2 members of the Super Fam not present for this Lord take. All the while, Severo, he's still farming on the off lane.
Yeah, that's the Dreamer looking for it again, but Team Falcons just grounding and pounding on ONIC, whoever's in front.
Grounding and pounding is the best way to put it. This Phoveus, they do not have any tools to deal with it. This is why I was thinking they'd go Valentina.
Yeah,
or Phoveus Valentina. Because up against the Phoveus, the Valentina is actually helping the Phoveus a lot. And in this early portion, with King Kong also shafted here, all those extra basic attacks, enhanced basic attacks and shoulder tackles that the Phoveus is getting, it's actually messing up ONIC big time in the team fights.
too many dashes.
Too many dashes, core items achieved at exactly the same time for both the Guinevere and the Harith. Here's a conceal.
Ogwin coming through, looking for someone here with a Tsunami Slam. Instead,
wow.
they take down the inhibitor. Feathered airstrike by Haji. Pushing the Super Fam back, denying the defense. And they're on the Kirk. Once again, Tsunami Slam on the Brusco. Answer to the ring standstill. The stolen Zaman Force. Oh, but it is the real one as Prince cannot do anything with a Tsunami Slam. Savero with the defense. Taking down Flap. The base going to be up next. Down goes Kirk. The Lord still standing. ONIC still defending. And the Falcons have to back off.
They bit off more than they could chew. But they bit off a good chunk of ONIC. ONIC finally get their first kill, but it's only on to Flap. Marco's still alive. But the damage is here. They got some shutdowns.
Savero with the reposition. Teleport's dropped, and the Falcons take down the Super Fam, breaking through 2-1.